went about was doing exactly what the Spirit of the Father possessed him to do. And that same Spirit was what made him, that even to extent that he died on the cross and was buried, and on the third day he resurrected, because there's a Spirit that quickened the dead body. And the Spirit quickened Jesus, and Jesus went up and began to do exactly what he came to the world to do. So Simon Ekpa, you are seeing, is a disciple of what's called freedom fighting, and the Spirit of freedom has fully possessed him, and you can never separate him from that Spirit, and they can never one day wake up and talk about any other thing rather than talking about freedom. And that is why most of the revelations you are seeing, and most of the deep mysteries and deep things that is bringing out here and there, is based on the Spirit of freedom that is upon his life. So if you want to stop him, go first of all and remove the Spirit of freedom out of him. So when you remove the Spirit of freedom, then you can have a way. But if you cannot remove the Spirit of freedom, you better join him and not fight him. That is what's going on. And then you come to the Biafraland as a Biafran nation. All the people that must talk about freedom are people in the class of what's called Jim or Jumegu Ojuku. We talk about people. You go straight away. You talk about somebody like Nnamdi Kanu. You talk about every other person that is not known, but they are hot. You talk about Simon Ekpa. You talk about Major Prophet David King Elijah. We are not talking about this freedom based on, we are or we want to collect money or this or that. We are talking about the emancipation of God's people. God's people is in Nigeria, and also their light is not shining. It's supposed to shine the way it ought to shine, to change the destiny of Africa, to change the destiny of the people right here in the South Africa and the West Africa, Nigeria side, to change their destiny, to even bring a blessing to Yorubas, to the Hausas, to Fulanis, and everywhere, to bring the light that will shine permanently. But it is quite unfortunate that some people have sat on these things and not allowing this light to shine. And this is what has been causing the deep darkness that has covered all over the place. And so Major Prophet of God is in the business of also throwing the light in the prophetic, so that people that know what's called the truth can be able to follow the truth, because a prophet is a prophet. And any nation that must be great in life must also work with what's called people that are possessed with the Spirit of freedom. People that are filled with the Spirit of freedom. Jesus said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for he has anointed me to preach the good tidings. So this is the work of the Spirit. It's not the work of flesh and blood. It is things of the Spirit. And that is why I keep on saying, if you must follow a man that is led by the Spirit, you also have to be spiritual. If you are not spiritual, you begin to chase shadow. You will be talking out of the point, going here and there, chasing the cloud and cloud chaser and all of that. You will not know how things are going. And this is why we try to follow up in the realm of the Spirit, and everything that has been happening in the prophetic aspect of everything happening with Nigeria and all the people that are fighting for freedom in Nigeria. We've been able to stand in the gap to also detail them how they're going to end up, and they are also happening that way. It's a proof of what's called being endowed and being possessed with the Spirit of freedom. So you, before you talk about freedom, pray for the Spirit of freedom to come upon you. If the Spirit of freedom comes upon you, finish, matter settle. That is how it works. Without the Spirit of freedom, you cannot talk about freedom. And when you talk about freedom, you will just be looking for who to fight and who to quarrel. You will not mean the real deal, because this freedom we are fighting for will surely come to pass. It's just one day God will prove the world that he is God, and something great will begin to happen on the face of the earth. God bless you, and thank you for watching this very program. If you are a freedom fighter anywhere in the world, may the Lord stretch his hand and touch you, bless you, lift you up, grant you all your heart desire, make you a testimony, and cause all the enemies to bow, and let the light of God shine on your way, and let the glory of God come upon you. That which you have been asking of the Lord, receive it now. In Jesus' precious name, I pray.
Stay where you are. You mentioned Kosovo, is that correct?
Yes.
Maybe you mentioned Albania, or maybe you are aware of Bosnia-Herzegovina. Do you know Bosnia?
Yeah, Bosnia, Kosovo, and South Sudan.
You said they went to United Nations, is that correct?
Yes.
And they got their freedom?
Yes.
Before they went to the United Nations, did they pick up arms to fight or not? Thank you very much. That's what I want to know. Once you give us guns and weapons, stay in Kuwait will fight at home. When we listen, you come at me up and you keep beating me. If somebody is walking past, they will say, stop beating. What is the problem? You can say your own part and I will say what happened, and somebody can judge. United Nations.
Please, can you tell us?
I will tell you why we